Hello and howdy. Welcome to JavaScript Girl in a .NET world. Hopefully, you can hear me at this stage in our lives. I'm on a PC, and as some of you may know, I'm still a little new to the PC world. So I'm trying to remember. Ed taught me last week how to hook up Bluetooth. Aha! Show Bluetooth devices. Oh, it's real. So it says I'm paired. Okay, cool. Supposedly, we'll see. All right, we're gonna test some audio real quick. One sec. It works. We're good. Okay, so I've been amazed at what I have learned to do on a PC. Check out comments. Pull that up so I can see you all and your beautiful faces. Um, I've kind of made myself like switch over to using the PC more because it's just like the whole environment and like the keyboard and everything can be a little bit difficult to learn. But anywho, enough of the jibber jabbering. Welcome to JavaScript Girl in a .NET world. Today, if you were with us last week, I had some struggles with. I tried my first ever desktop app, and I did push it up to GitHub. I wanted to use WinUI. Keep hearing about WinUI, and I mean like I don't know. I just was so excited, and I am new. If you are new to this channel, I'm new to the .NET ecosystem in general, and so I tried WinUI, and it's missing some key features, and it was a little painful, just a little bit. And so Chat gave me, they're brilliant last week. They gave me some good ideas on things to try, and I had a good conversation with my coworker after the stream, and I kind of wanted to pull up a doc and show you all what I learned. Might help kick off discussion this afternoon. What is it for you? It's noon. It's just afternoon for me. So tell me what time it is for you. And welcome. I'm going to pull up a screen. I was thinking of like pulling up Keynote on the web, but that sounds a bit silly, doesn't it? We'll just pull up paper. I'm gonna share my screen with you, beautiful people. We'll share the whole screen, but don't worry, don't panic. I will collapse this a little bit so it's not. Oh, that doesn't work like expected. Interesting. Maybe if I collapse it myself, because I just want to have chat up in case you all get chatty. All right, here we go. So I'm going to create a new doc, and I'm going to show you, hopefully you can see this and it makes sense in your brains. I'm going to call it Going Forward in .NET, because for the longest time, I was so confused with, .NET, because the ecosystem's pretty overwhelming and there's like a billion different like languages, frameworks, things that you can work in. And I was like, where are we going here with our lives? So I came up with a handy dandy worksheet, notes for the future. How do I make this bigger? Is Control Plus? Yeah. So really, like if you're on a Mac and you're like curious about PC game, you just replace mentally the command key for the control key, and you're basically good to go, unless you want to like copy paste things in VS Code and then, or not copy paste, comment out, and then it's like, okay. So I would love if chat, because like we're definitely gonna get to building our first desktop app. I don't really count last week as our first desktop app. Maybe I should, but I think I've decided what technology to use for my first desktop app and what we should dive into today. But I wanted to walk through essentially like the three branches of .NET. So I think you can have like a web front end with a .NET backend, and that's like one branch. We'll bold it. We'll bold that sucker. The next branch is desktop, which is what I want to dive into for like this week, maybe the next couple weeks. just because I'm really curious. I've never done desktop development before. It sounds really fun. And then the third branch is Blazor? Question mark. It's kind of weird because it's like it doesn't have a web front end, right? It has a .NET-y front end. And so which this has both. I'm going to mention web and hybrid underneath Blazor. So if we go down this gorgeous table of gorgeousness, the web front end and .NET backend, I'm definitely going to like dive into that. Being an Angular person and having a background in JavaScript, that seems like a very like, oh my gosh, I want to learn how to do that. The backend's kind of always frightened me. I love CSS. I love UI. So then anytime I delve into, needing to deal with the backend, it's a little overwhelming. But I want to double check. Yes, we're looking good. We're looking good. So I've actually had a couple friends, Kevin Griffin and Chris Gardner, who offered at KCDC to hop on with me and build out an application that's using some sort of like, I want to use Angular, but a web front end and then having an actual .NET backend. So I'm super excited about that, and I will be doing that soon. But right now, what I want to focus on is a desktop because, again, super interested. I don't know what it's like, and I want to learn. I want to know. So when I was building out, hey Rocket Dabra, what's up? I want to hop on and build oh yes, absolutely. Kevin, Chris, and Demars. I love that. I'm actually gonna write that down right now. So Kevin, wow, that is not even how you spell it. Chris and Demars. Do you have a capital M? I'm putting a capital M. You forgot about me. I did not. What are you talking about, you nut? What? What's he? I don't know what he's saying. Okay, anyways. Capital M always perfect. And I forgot my little ampersand. And yes. Does the comma come first? Wow, that was a brilliant brain. Okay. So I'm super excited about that, learning how to make that happen and delving into the backends. And I think that's a pretty common combination. Desktop, okay. So WinUI MERP. We tried that last week. Missing features, and I think, please correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's backed by Maui, because I think what Ed was telling me is that Blazor Hybrid and WinUI are both backed by Maui, which is now delayed. So yeah. So WinUI didn't really work out. It didn't really get me where I wanted to go. And so I was offered like literally a billion options, and I'm just going to list them out here for you. Everyone kept screaming Electron or on the .NET side, which I guess there's a .NET Electron. It's news to me. Uno, which that was a pretty popular, like use Uno. And I was like, what is this Uno that you speak of? And then other things that were mentioned were WPF. Is it UWP? Is that one? Please let me know if I mess this up. I think it's UWP was the other one. And WinForms, of course. let's not forget good old WinForms. And I really think I need a way to draw. I don't think this is gonna work. So what I'm gonna do is see if I can Keynote in the browser. And I know you're all like, Keynote? What's wrong with you? No, I don't want to download. Turtle, what did you say the online iCloud.com / Keynote? We're making up that part of it. Hopefully it works. Oh, I have to sign in my Apple ID. Such pain in my house. Okay. Apple ID, iCloud. Oh, I don't know which one. We're gonna say this one. Mail app, babe. Okay. Go and a password and a go. I love that like all of these things are so secure that I can like actually use them. Oh, is it texting me the two-factor? Yes, blah 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 blah. Allow it. There it is. 5598. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Trust you trust. So I want to be able to draw a little bit. That's what's happening here. Silverlight, I mean Blazer. Oh god. Silverlight was mentioned, but I think it was always jokingly. Keynote is locked due to an account maintenance. What the frick? It doesn't even make sense. It's the only thing that's offline. Okay. Well, that was like fire and horribleness. We're gonna just use paper and do the best that we can because merp. I don't know. Unless there's like a wait, isn't there a drawing app on this machine? Someone help me what the drawing app name is. And it's Paint. Thank you. That was Turtle Guy for the win. Oh my god. It's glorious. Turtle, look at it. It's glorious. Look at Paint. Oh my god. I'm gonna use Paint to make this known. Okay. Turtle said ooh. No, Turtle, it's glorious. No ooh. He's groaning in the background, which I'm sure some in the audience are also groaning in the background. I'm gonna like change that so we can see the chat. There's gotta be a way to add text. Okay, so what I learned from the gorgeous Ed Charbonneau, some of you may know him for his Blazer goodness. He might actually be jumping on here to teach me a little bit about SQL at the end of today. I know, desktop development and SQL. What more could we want from life? Me and him and I, he, Layla, and myself, I don't think any of that was proper grammar, will all be on tomorrow morning, my time, to talk about expression trees, which apparently is a thing that I've never heard of. So he wanted to give me a SQL primer. You're a GraphQL fan, huh? Yeah, you're also making turtle groan with your speaking of GraphQL. I've never used GraphQL. I've dabbled with SQL like a smidge, but I don't really know what the hubbub is about. Okay, so what we want to talk about is desktop development. And this is of course in the, how do you grab something? Grab it, make it bigger. That did not work as expected. Okay. Like once I type it, is it gone forever? Hang on. I'm going to figure this out. I will be smarter. Nope. There's like a selection tool. Tools. Oh my God. I think once you make it, it's like made. Okay. Well, we're going to undo then. I have literally no idea what I'm doing. Is there not an undo button? Oh my God. Look at this. Look at this UI. It like reminds me of my very first computer that I ever had, which was a PC. Okay, there has got to be a way to do this. I feel very inept right now. Thinking. Surely it's not like a once you draw it, you cannot undo it type situation. What about draw.io? And then also what you said, lots of things. That is what they say, at least, that GraphQL is the only way to go. Okay. I mean, it's pretty popular. I will attempt draw.io because I don't know how to undo and I don't know why this is being so painful. No, don't save that work of art. Well, let's try it. Ooh, what's happening? Ooh, oh, this was great, Chris. This was a great suggestion. Look at this. I can make boxes. Yes. Okay. Whoa. Oh, it's got to be a square because I used a square. Well, at least things are more intuitive than Paint was. Why was Paint so painful? You'd think it'd be like, it's been around for so long. It's had time to improve itself to its fullest. I don't. Again, turtles in the background making noises. Okay. There's gotta be a way to add text. Can I type? I just can type. Okay, cool. So desktop development. And of course, not the button we wanted. I don't know, like 200. Make it like 200 points. Too many points. Should have realized. Okay, that's gorgeous. I've never seen anything more gorgeous. Now, I don't know what that is. Another square? What is happening? I don't know. I'm a little lost. Okay. So apparently back in the day, WinForms was a thing. And it kept my point preference. 50. Sure. Okay. So WinForms was a thing. And then I don't know why. I don't really have the history. I'm going to get the history. I'm going to have a .NET Legends Day, where I bring on some legends in .NET, and they will help me with not only the history of .NET, but also where things stand right now and going forward. But this is my summary. Oh, it's like a little arrow flowchart. Well, that's complicated. How do you change the arrow? Arrow. Oh, okay, cool. I love it. I love it. I am really going to make this smaller, and then we're going to keep going. So after WinForms, for some reason, maybe someone in chat knows why WPF was created. And is there like a smiley face or something? A person. I'm going to put a person here. An actor. What the crap? And the person means that the people were happy. Because I again, this is all Ed's opinions. But he said that people were pretty darn happy with WPF. Person, I need you to be like on WPF. There you go. And then yes, UWP apparently replaced both of these. Not really sure why. I guess people have a problem moving to other things, because I'm like, it's weird that you would go from WinForms to UWP, but apparently there were people on WinForms still, and there still are people on WinForms. Like, what the crap? Okay, so anyways, you had WinForms and then you had WPF, and then to replace them both, I'm gonna just like go down and make it a column and make this a little bit smaller. You have UWP. Oops, cancel. Thank you. And the people were not happy. Is there like a frowny face? I don't know. I'm gonna just like type it. There we go. So I've been told to stay away from UWP. I don't know what is it, Win32? I don't know where that player fits in to this gorgeous chart that I'm making. Who knows? Can I not? I was like, can I not type a question mark? Hello. Make you like 20-ish. Cool. So I don't know where Win32 is. And then there's also Win UI, which is like the new hotness, but that's not ready to go yet. So I don't know where these players are, but it seemed pretty obvious that WinForms, when I'm like looking at this flow, WinForms was too old-ish, and that UWP was pretty unlovable, unhappy. People weren't happy with it. So it seems like if I want to make a desktop app and it's not the year 2022 and, when UI is rolling with Maui and everything's happy, that I have to go WPF. So what I'm hoping is that by choosing WPF and learning it, that whenever Maui / WinUI and all that glory drops middle of next year, probably, whenever all of that drops, then I can take what I've learned maybe, and maybe even migrate my app over to a WinUI app. I'm not really sure how that's going to go. So that's kind of the thought process here. I think learning XAML is going to be a win no matter what, because it seems like a lot of these things use XAML. So I figure it's not going to be a waste of time. So going forward, yes, we're going to try WPF. And then eventually, once it's shipped and once it's ready and once things are happy, move on with WinUI and learning that. So that's kind of that branch and where I will be at in that journey. Blazor, I have made a Blazor application, and let me show you my GitHub real quick. GitHub. I learned how, after I got off air last week, how to actually connect well, first I had to download Git. That was like an important step, apparently, you need to do. But I learned how to connect my Visual Studio with my GitHub. And so I can like push and pull and all that goodness, which was really awkward for me because I'm used to like the terminal. And so I was like, oh, you're going to do all these things for me. This is weird. Repos. Boop, boop, boop. Yes. So I pushed up my Blazor to-do list, and then I pushed up my WinUI app. And so we're just going to kind of keep doing that as I go forward and learn things. And I will go back to Blazor one day. There's like a lot of love around Blazor, and it wasn't that difficult to like get into and to create that to-do app that I made. So I'd love to play around with it more. But I think right now I need to go on a mini desktop journey before I hit either one of these other two branches. So hopefully that synopsis of what I've learned about .NET and the ecosystem helped you a little bit. It helped me a lot having that conversation with Ed and being able to like put these pieces together, because I don't know, for the longest time I was like, I really don't get it. There's just so many so many languages. Why are there so many languages? So yeah, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this gorgeousness. Oh no, I forgot how to do screenshots. Hang on. I think it's Alt print screen. I think that does it. And it like puts it in your clipboard, which is also another oddity. Paste. Yes, I did it. Awesome. Okay. So let's do this. I don't honestly, if anyone is like in the chat and you're like, dear Lord, go to this tutorial, send me the link. If it lets you. I think, is it YouTube that blocks links? We're streaming to Twitch and YouTube, so I think you can paste me a link. My first WPF application, C#. That's worrisome to me a little bit, because what else would it be in? Like, it seems obvious that it would be in C#. So now I'm worried that there's like another one. See what I mean? Like the branches, the tree, the .NET ecosystem tree. Okay, create a new app with Visual Studio tutorial. Yeah, I think that sounds pretty darn like exactly what we need. Okay. Hey, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you in the chat. Not much is going on. We are about to get started on our first WPF app. And I just went through a really long explanation with this gorgeous diagram as to why I chose WPF. Oh, right. Chat had mentioned Uno last week. But apparently it's not a Microsoft product. It's somebody else. Like it's outside of this core ecosystem. So was advised to do WPF over Uno. But I mean, I'm not opposed to trying it after we get something off the ground with WPF. So yeah, let's do it. Okay. To create a new WPF application. Yeah, I don't know if you have a background in .NET or JavaScript, but I wanted to build a desktop app. And I tried last week to do it with Win UI, and it just wasn't quite there yet. The tutorial and also the framework. Do I call it a framework? I'm not really sure what to call it. I think, is it a runtime? See, I'm getting confused again. Hang on. Questions to ask Ed. I think Ed will be joining us later. So I'm going to go ahead and questions to ask Ed. Here we go. UI a runtime? That's like our first question. Or wait, or is Maui the runtime? Nah. See, now I'm confused. I think it's WinUI. Windows Presentation Foundation. Oh, is it? Is that what it stands for? Is that really what it stands for? Did you just look up the acronym? Oh my God. Oh yeah, it's right there. Presentation Foundation. What a weird name for what I assume is a language. Okay, so in this short tutorial, you'll learn how to create a WPF app with Visual Studio, which is what we want to do. Once the initial app has been generated, you'll learn how to add controls, and handle events. That sounds fun and tricky. By the end of this, you'll have a simple app that adds names to a list box. Kind of sounds like a to-do, which I really wanted to create a to-do in like each language, so I'm all for it. Okay, the desktop guide is under construction. What? I hate things like this. This right here is just like, I don't know what you mean. Now I'm stressed out. I don't know what version of .NET I'm even on right now. Yeah, what's under construction? Okay, we're just going to keep going with the tutorial and hopefully it doesn't fail because I don't know what version I'm using. We're going to add it to the questions list. What is the current .NET version? I think I remember something about .NET 5 coming out soon, question mark. Forgot the actual number. We'll see. Unless, of course, you know in chat, and then you could let me know. But we're moving forward. So let's create a new application. Prereqs. I think we meet all of them. We're going to hope that we do. Open Visual Studio. First things first, I'm going to close. Whoopsie pupsie. Close that, and I think we're good to go. All right, Visual Studio, don't fail me now. So what are you all drinking? What time is it for you? It's almost 12:30 for me p.m. I'm still drinking iced coffee. I am really slow playing my coffee this morning, which is not a good thing. I need all of it. Okay, now I'm confused. So I know I needed to make a new application. Let's go back to our Chrome. Chrome. Create a new project and search the template for WPF and press enter. C# or Visual Basic. Okay, now we're getting to the juicy details. Why is Visual Basic an option instead of C#? I guess the real question here is, what the heck is Visual Basic and why does it exist? But we're going to make Ed answer. We're going to make Ed answer all our juicy questions when he gets on. Okay. And templates WPF application. Okay, I think we can do that. So we're going to create a new project. And then I need to search in the templates for WPF. Maybe, yes, this one. Yeah, I want that one because I want C#. I don't know what Visual Basic is, and it scares me to think about. Okay, WPF app 1, or we could name it my first WPF app. Weird that WPF is in all capitals, but that's how they suggested it, so I'm going to do that. Location. Nope, I don't want to put it inside of I just want to put it in the repos folder. Place solution and project in the same directory. Why wouldn't you want that? Okay. Oh, golly. Sorry, first time on the stream. Oh, no, yeah. Hi. Well, welcome. So the show's called JavaScript Girl in a .NET World because I am an Angular GDE, which means I advocate for Angular and the community. I'm also a developer advocate at Progress for our component library called Kendo UI. So Progress DevRels do this channel called Code It Live on Twitch, and we do a bajillion different shows about so many different things. For instance, on Thursday, I do a VR stream. In the new year, I'm starting back up my UI stream. So there's like lots of different topics, but this specific one is me as a JavaScripter trying to get into .NET. So it's really just a JavaScript girl fumbling around in .NET is what this show is. So yes, welcome. It's good to see you. No, definitely not a boys club. If anything, it's a JavaScript club. I'm kidding. It's a .NET show. I can't say things like that. Thank you, Chris. You're sweetie. Also, disturbing dance moves. I don't think people should have hidden talents. It's very disturbing when they do. What was I saying? WPF application. Slept next. I got lost somewhere along the way because it wants to know about this, and that stresses me out because now it's like the tutorial was saying that the .NET 5 tutorial is under. It's in progress. We're gonna go with .NET 5. Hopefully, it doesn't blow up. I mean, I guess we can always just. Oh God, I hope this works. It's okay. It's opening an app. Oh my God. Ooh. Loading designer. Oh, I'm a little scared now. I've never seen the like WYSIWYG. I've heard it talked about before for like designing applications. I guess you like drag and drop controls or something. I'm not scared. You're scared. Okay. Okay. Yep. In the configure. Oh, I think oh no, I already did that. And I did choose to place the solution, which is perfect. Additional information. I did choose .NET 5. Wow, I jumped ahead. Once the app is generated, there's a recent update to Visual Studio. All the VS Code themes will be available. I don't know what that means. VS Code themes, like to color your code, that kind of theme. That's really cool. I told it to update on close, so I shall get said updates soon. Important parts of Visual Studio. My gosh. It's a little overwhelming. Okay. Support for WPF in Visual Studio has 5 important components you'll need to interact with. Okay. Your Solution Explorer, which theirs is on the wrong side, but we'll forgive them. Properties. Oh, you know what this reminds me of? iOS development. A little bit. This part right here. Number 3, your toolbox. Number 4, your main window. And number 5, but I don't know what number 5 is. It looks like an element of window with a class of main window. I don't know. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's walking us through those things. Well, lucky you. I kind of already skimmed them. We're going to come back to that chunk. I really just want to make something happen. Examine the XAML. There's so many X's in that sentence. After your project is created, the XAML code editor is visible. So XAML is, if you don't know, kind of like HTML for these desktop apps. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out the XAML, I guess. Yeah, this is the editor. I don't really know how I feel about the WYSIWYG-ness of it all because it's oh god, I just want the arrow. I'm like, make you bigger, please. Why do you struggle so hard? Okay. Oh, there are 2 sweet color schemes. Midnight Synth and Spooky Scary. Oh my god. Okay, we have to stop everything and find Spooky Scary. I don't actually know. I don't know how to customize themes in PC Visual Studio world. Well, someone tell me how to do that, and I want to get Spooky Scary. Oh my god, I want it to be spooky. Okay, let's see. Output. My son is 2, and he just learned the word spooky. I don't know. Try it. Try to share a link, and if it doesn't show up, then the answer is no. I think so. I think people have shared links before. Also, I think I'm streaming to both Twitch and YouTube. Hey, there we go. Okay. How do I copy paste this? Thinking. I think I'm just gonna have to type it in. And that's okay. Because at least I can see it. Herpa devblogs.microsoft.com/Visual Studio/custom themes. Oh, is it a custom theme? This will at least tell me how to enable them. Okay. Grace, thank you for writing this. Winter is coming theme. Oh my god. Maybe it won't tell me how to do it. Ooh, Monokai. Yeah, I used to use Monokai. Yes. I love it. Okay, I'm going to Google real quick. Change theme Visual Studio. Yeah. That's what I want. Tools. What was it? File, edit, tools, options. Okay, let's try this. Wait, what? Tools, options, color theme. Is this what you're talking about? Like once I update, I'll be able to change this goodness. Okay, let's try. We're gonna close it and hopefully I don't regret this. But I said on close to update it. It's for Visual Studio 2022. I wonder if that's the update I'm getting. I mean, it says 2019. I love that there's a spooky, scary one, though. Okay, so while that is... Oh, is it done? You do... No, 90%. While that's going, I'm going to go back over to this and read a little bit more about these these sections. So the Solution Explorer, I'm used to. I've made a Blazor app and a WinUI app. So I've played with the Solution Explorer. It really just sounds like an unneededly fancy name for file tree, or just like a way to browse your files. Properties shows the property settings you can configure based on the item selected. For example, if you select an item from the Solution Explorer, you'll see the property settings. Okay. And that's the part that reminded me of iOS development a little bit. I wonder if it's like you have to make like the properties match for certain things to work. Toolbox. The toolbox contains all of the controls you can add to a form. That's a oddly specific, is the only thing we can build in desktop apps, forms. Like, or maybe form is like a word meaning something, not like a input form. To add a control to the current form, double click and drag. Okay, drag and drop. Well, cool. I'm excited. I'm so excited to build something. XAML. So I wonder how much actual XAML desktop developers like write, or if they mainly use the WYSIWYG. If anybody knows, I would love to know if people are just out there writing XAML or if they're just dragging and dropping. Interactive, and you can drag and drop objects from the toolbox into your XAML file. Oh no, XAML designer. Okay. When both the designer and editor are visible, changes to one is reflected in the other. Okay, that makes sense. The code editor. That's what I was talking about. The code editor for XAML document, the XAML code editor is a way to craft your UI by hand without a designer. Okay, so just if you want to write it from scratch, that sounds like it makes sense. Yeah. All right, where are we at with our studio update? I really hope this gives me themes, but I don't think it will, because I think I don't know what to call you. OX or Sharmaji was saying it's 2022, which is not the version I think I'm updating to. So let's break down this XAML code to understand it better. XAML is simply XML that can be processed by the compilers that WPF uses. Okay. It describes the WPF UI and interacts with .NET code. Makes sense. To understand XAML, you should at a minimum be familiar with the base of XML. Hang on. We're going to see if there's like XML basics. I feel like I really wanted like a Microsoft link. No, not going to happen. Maybe Microsoft doesn't teach XML basics. Well, there's always W3 schools. Oh, weird. So it's like body, and it just looks like custom HTML. Seems pretty straightforward. I ask why you want to learn .NET. Heck yes. So it's mainly because I have a lot of friends in the .NET community. I've always been in the JavaScript space, and I love Angular and I love the front end. But I keep hearing about just the cool things that are coming out, specifically with this like upcoming .NET, with like Maui and Blazor Hybrid and Win UI. And so I was like, I'm finally, I don't know, I've always been curious. I love learning. And so just in general, like someone comes along and is like, hey, you want to learn this new thing in Rails? I'm like, yeah, teach me. Like, so being in the community, seeing my friends doing cool things and getting excited about what's coming up made me curious. So I decided to start this stream, which gives me full rights to learn and look dumb. And I've always wanted to make a desktop app. I don't know. I'm just curious. I'm so excited. Sharma. Let me know if you don't want to be called Sharma, because that's what I'm saying to shorten your name. I'm trying to make a theme for VS Code inspired from Emacs organic green theme. Ooh, yeah. You should share. Okay, so Bruce, Blazor sounds awesome. Blazor was awesome. My friend Ed Charbonneau, he does a stream on Blazor, and he kind of encouraged me to like, get into .NET as well. And so one of the first things I built was this little to-do app in Blazor, and it was pretty easy actually. But I do come from a JavaScript background, so I'm wondering if that was why Blazor was easier. But yeah, it was cool. It was pretty cool. I showed this in the beginning. These are like the branches of if you're like going forward in .NET, because as I was learning .NET, I was like really confused. I was super overwhelmed. There's just so many things, like words that people throw at you and you're like, that doesn't mean anything to me. So going forward, things that I want to learn, I want to learn about using a web front end like Angular with a .NET backend. Don't know how to do that. Would love to do that. And then desktop, I tried WinUI. It's missing some features. So I'm going to wait until 2022 to jump back on the Maui train. But we're doing WPF for now. And I walked through with my absolutely gorgeous diagram how I essentially got to WPF. WinForms was first, so it sounds too old. And UWP was latest, but apparently people hate UWP. I don't know. It could be totally wrong. So I was like, yeah, definitely we're going to go with WPF, try to build something. I don't know where Win32 is it? I don't know where that fits into the picture. This picture. And I think WinUI is like over here and like everybody's you. Give me the arrow. I want the arrow. Give me your arrow. I think everybody's going to WinUI like once it's finally ready. That's what I'm assuming. Anyways, back to, I don't need that XML basic search. Oh, yay. Oh, that's going to be really hard to type in. So, Sharma. I don't know why I messed up. I cannot actually type all of that in, and I have no way of copy pasting it. I do apologize. Because I'm using StreamYard. So StreamYard's in the chat, it only gives me the ability to show and hide shit. I can't actually copy paste. Yeah, I know. Oh, okay. Let's see. Visual Studio is flashing at me. Oh no. Restart. Wait, please restart your computer. Absolutely ridiculous. One more step. Please restart your computer before Visual Studio. I don't want to. Can I just like cancel? Maybe it'll like, I'm going to close it and then like open this and then like, the computer has to be restarted before Visual Studio can run. This is part of me being, what is it called? Not used to the ways of PC. Because on my Mac, if Visual Studio needs an update, I don't have to restart my Mac. I can just update. Okay, well, that's painful. Oh, shortened URL. Oh my God, you're brilliant. All right, I'll pull that up, but then I have to end the stream and then restart the stream. Oh, wait, hang on. I've got an idea. I don't have to end the stream because StreamYard is flipping amazing. Oh, although it's not going to be pretty because you're going to join from my Mac, which is going to be at an awkward angle. But we're going to restart the computer. StreamYard. Okay. I'm entering the studio, going over here. It's going to get weird, people, but it's going to be fine. We're going to restart. Entering. Yeah, hang on. That's a little too high. And we're going to also pull up while we do the restart. Nano, could you send me the shortened link now that I'm on my Mac? And I'm going to end the stream, or I'll leave the stream from here. Add myself twice. It's going to get weird. Okay. So I don't actually know what audio it's choosing for you, darlings. Okay. I think settings, audio. You should be able to hear me through my AirPods now. And you gave me the shortened link. Beautiful. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to close. So Visual Studio needs a restart. I'm just going to restart the computer. I don't know if it's going to be angry with me. Restart. Cool. Okay. Let's do this. So we're going to go to shorturl.at. I don't know about this. Is this like the new Bitly? Should I be using this instead of Bitly? LS, I think that's a 0, F04, LS F04. Oh my goodness, it works. All right, we're going to share screen. Hang on, everybody. Okay, yes, the screen and screen and screen. And then you can go over to the right side of the screen, and then you can come up here. It's because I was muted. That's hilarious and sad. Thank you for shouting at me. Hopefully you can hear me now. I was saying that it's gorgeous and I love it. And also hang on while I log into the PC because I have like a paragraph of a password and I can't figure out how to change it. It's like linked to some online account. I don't know. It's confusing. I can just change it on my Mac. But no, seriously, this is gorgeous. Absolutely love it. I can't have it yet, was what you're saying? It's a work in progress? Let me know. I'm going to pull up StreamYard on this computer and we're going to get things going. Again, sorry for being muted and thanks for hanging out with me while we restarted my computer. Oh, we should, before I like start streaming again, we should double check that Visual Studio is actually happy with us now. It's happy. We're good. We're good to go. All right. Jump back on the stream a second time. StreamYard's pretty great though. If I was using OBS, I would have had to ended. I would have had to ended the stream because that's all words that make sense. Okay. I really, really want this theme though. It's gorgeous. It is in progress. I don't know. It looks pretty to me. So, okay. We are jumping back in the stream over here. 1 second, fam. Oh, confused. It says that I'm over here. Disconnect, reconnect. I don't know. We'll see. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm closing that one so that I'm over here now. Testing. Settings, audio, microphone is the wrong microphone. I should be coming through this one now. So hopefully you can hear me. Check. 1, 2. Loud and clear. Cool. Awesome. Thanks for hanging out with me while we did that fun jump. I'm going to close my Mac, share my screen, and you need to go. I always forget how to do this. Split it. Oh, but I don't want to split the screen. I want you to be a little bit smaller. There we go. Okay. I think I am. Oh, that's not the button I wanted. I don't think so. Microphone. No, I don't want to see you. I want to see the button that has the Bluetooth and double check that I am connected. It says I'm paired. Cool. Awesome. Okay. So we update our Visual Studio. I really love that theme. So you're gonna have to let me know once it's published. That green theme is gorgeous. I do love light themes, but it's because I have really bad eyes. Like really, really bad eyesight. It's not a joke. I wear contacts and glasses, and I really should be like having readers on top of my contacts, but it was just too much hullabaloo. Okay. My first WP app is the one I want to see you, please, darling. And it's preparing our solution. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and pull back up the docs that we were working through. It's waiting for IntelliSense. All right. You come over here and make yourself a little bit larger and more in charger, please. Thank you. this one. And I went to there. Hey, hey, good to see you. Joining us from the tubes. Welcome. We had a computer restart midstream, but I actually was able to keep the stream going. So that's awesome. Okay. We need the docs to be and then maybe a bit chunkier. We can, yeah, that sounds good. Okay. So we created our first WPF application, and we were looking at the different parts that Visual Studio has to offer. I want this main window to be a little bit bigger. Solution Explorer looks pretty. I wonder, okay, so you can double click into the code, and this is so strange. Can I pin you? That's what I wanted to do. Wah! I am figuring it out. Now I have absolutely no idea how to get back to the. There it is. I was like, oh no, it's lost forever. And it said that we have a toolbox where we can. Oh, why am I getting that notification? I don't know why I'm getting that notification. If anyone on stream knows. I feel like Xamarin is something I can trust. So I'm going to allow access. Also, I'm like trying to do things with Visual Studio, so I feel like it's not a coincidence. Hopefully the computer doesn't blow up. That's all I got to say. Okay, common WPF controls. Oh my gosh. Is it really that easy? Do I really just drag and drop it? Oh, let's do a button. Buttons are safe, right? Okay. Is it really? Okay, let's find out. Let's see. I'm like, I have a button. I'm not following the tutorial. I will be back. I will follow. I will be better. I just wanted to see, what am I looking at? So this already looks different than when you run your When UI application. For instance, you don't have whatever these are, whatever this random toolbar is, but we have a button. We were able to add a button to the screen. Oh, I want to make the button do something. Okay, then we're heading back to the tutorial. If I can not minimize everything, question mark. Here we go. We're scrolling. Can I make this sidebar go away? Hang on. There's got to be a way, even if it means inspecting it and deleting it. I'm not above it. I am not above it. Oh, apparently that deleted everything. Sometimes you delete the wrong element. Okay, inspect. No, I don't want to see the page source. No one has ever wanted to see the page source. Sorry. I'm very mouse illiterate today. Okay. And I want you to be on the bottom, and I want to select this. Not that. That's where I went wrong. And hopefully you are now full screen. Margin bottom, nobody cares about that. Margin left, margin right. I don't really need all of that. I think this is fine. Although you could be larger. Would this help? No, it made it a lot worse. Why are you being so weird? Oh, it's not being weird. The section inside of it's being weird. Nobody needs your padding or your width. There we go. Yeet. Awesome. All right. Now just don't refresh the page. For the love of God, don't refresh the page. Okay. We created the application. It was amazing. We looked at all these parts. Forgive me for the fast scrolling. I don't mean to make you nauseous. So the document root window represents the type of object being described by the XAML file. Okay. There are 8 attributes. What? So you have namespaces, a class attribute, and a title attribute. Okay. An XML namespace provides structure to the XML, determining what it is or isn't allowed to be declared. The main, this also kind of reminds me of SVG a little bit. The main attribute imports the namespace for the entire file. Okay. The attribute maps to the window, and any normal attribute declared on a XAML object sets a property. Okay. None of this is really making much sense, so I just want to get to the part in the tutorial where I actually do something. I will have an expression tree this year rather than a Christmas tree. Hi, Fuel. Good to see you. We're doing WPF today, and hopefully I can get farther than I did with WinUI. I feel like my office is at a slope. Like I just kind of downhill in this direction. Yes, tomorrow is expression trees, and today Ed Charbonneau, if he gets back from his errands in time, was going to hop on and give me a SQL primer so that tomorrow morning I'm good to go on expression trees. And chat did say that SQL sucks, GraphQL is the future, blah blah blah. So we'll also have to bring that up. Let me bring up my paper doc real quick so that I can have questions for Ed in the paper doc. And one of them should be, is GraphQL, should the L be capitalized? I don't know. The future of web dev. RIP SQL, question mark. We'll ask him. Oh, okay. So you don't think it's dying or going away or any such nonsense that chat was spewing earlier? First, let's run the project. I already did that. Haha tutorial. I'm ahead of you. And see the default output. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yep. For our example, this window is too large. It is? Oh, and the title bar isn't descriptive. Okay. Change the title and the size of the window by changing the appropriate attributes. Now we're talking. Okay, I need to figure out how to make things bigger and better in this view. Can I make... No. I wanted to make the font size larger. Maybe it's this? What are these sizes? Oh, that's not it. I'm hurt you don't have paper for Sam. Hey, Sam. The only reason I have, and it's not really paper for Ed. This is my, oh my God, Sam, you're here. Okay, if you want to hop on, feel free, or you can just chat me the answers. But I got the essentially down low of the future of .NET from Ed last week. And what I have come to the conclusion with this gorgeous piece of work is that WPF is the only way to go for desktop development for now until mid next year, when you can essentially learn Maui and WinUI. Last week, WinUI did not treat me so good. It was unkind. And so the only reason I have these questions for Ed is because he is supposedly going to bomb my stream in a little bit. And so, I was saving these gorgeous chunks for him. But feel free to hop in on, really anybody can answer them. They're just here to ask anyone. There we go. But no mention of terminal GUI. What? Fuel, are you being like facetious, or is it do I need to add terminal GUI to the list of options? Because literally this is all I know about. This is GUI. No, Slack, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Okay, I don't know how to make it leave me alone, so I'm just gonna pull you up that way. Seriously? Go away. There we go. That was painful. Sorry you had to see that. Sorry you had to see me fail so ugly. You don't want meat on stream. Haven't had a haircut yet in a year. Yeah, my husband just had his first haircut in it was like 12 months. It was pretty long. I use terminal GUI to build backend GUIs. I mean, like, that is like a paradox. Backend GUI, like, that doesn't looks a bit retro. I'm all about retro. Now I have to pull it up. Hang on. Terminal. Is this a thing? You were not kidding. Oh my God. How do I use it? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wait, what? Is a library intended to create console-based applications using C#. This is amazing. You have made me so happy. Oh, okay. So I thought there were only 3 things that you can do in .NET. 1, web front end, .NET backend. 2, desktop app. Or 3, Blazor app. Whether you're web or hybrid, I don't care, Blazor app. But you can build terminal applications. Oh my God, I'm so happy right now. This is the coolest thing. What? Okay. This is happening. This is a thing. I'm so excited. I've already started the WPF train today, but like next Tuesday, terminal GUI. Seriously? First of all, it's gorgeous. Like, let's pull this back up so everyone can see. I think it looks like this. And I'm sorry, but this makes me so happy. It's just like, mwah. And secondly, build a terminal app. I love working in the terminal, although I don't know if it's called a terminal. I think it's called command line. Is it called a terminal on a, no? Are you sure? We've got a half vote for it's only called command line on PC. Bread is greater than diagrams. Are you actually talking about the thing you eat? You have the GitHub link there. Telerik blogs how to desktop 2022. Okay. I will pull that up. Some examples there. Terminal on a Mac. Yeah, see, it's terminal on a Mac, but this is building terminal apps for Windows, so it can't be called terminal. I'm confused. So terminal GUI works on Windows, Mac, and Linux. Okay, that answers like so many questions that I had. Thank you, Fuel. Unless you're using Linux on Windows, and that's a terminal. Okay. So yeah, I thought it was command line. I'm totally freaking gonna build a terminal app. That is the coolest thing ever. Thank you for bringing that into my life. So excited to add a 4th branch. What? To the things that are possible right now with .NET. But yeah, if you're working with something else in .NET and you're like, this is possible, feel free to throw it at me because this is really what I got. This is what's possible right now in .NET. Okay, thanks. Twitch chat is there for you. Yes. CLI terminal, same thing. Love it. Okay. What was I doing? I was doing something. Oh, right. I had a tutorial and we wanted to change the title and the size of it. For the 3 hardcore devs who use Linux as desktop. Sam. Oh, right. Sam told me to go to telerik.com/blogs. Oh my gosh. Let's do it. telerik.com/blogs/ what was it? How to desktop. How to. Seriously, Sam, you need to tell me if I got this wrong. Because essentially, here's what I learned. WinForms was the first. Then WPF came along and replaced it, and everybody was really happy, and that's why there's a little person. And then UWP came along to replace both of them, and no one was happy. And so the moral of the story is, if you want a desktop right now and you're brand new to the scene, you should WPF until Maui is a thing. Please correct me if I'm wrong. That's a bread reference. I really think we're talking about carbs or something. I don't really know. 2022 will be the breakthrough year of Linux desktop. I am sure. The jokes. Oh, as he was sure with all the other years. Okay. I'm scrolling. I'm hungry. WinForms, WPF, UWP in the order that I expected. Now I'm worried because there's this Cocoa word, and I think maybe that's talking about iPhones. Reformist. Ooh, WinUI 3. Do you talk about Win32? Is that in here? Scrolling. Nope. See? What is Win32? Where does it fit in? Nobody knows. It's just going to be a little diamond off to the side forever. Okay. I'm adding this to my list of research. Go away. Desktop app explanation. Thank you. Thank you, darling, for that. I shall dig into. Win32 is WinForms and WPF. The way you said that makes me think there is such a thing as using WinForms and WPF together. I'm going to make that a column until you correct me. Win32 is the good old 1980 API used to build Windows apps. Is used by WinForms. Yeah, you think? That's so confusing. Okay, so hang on. It's used by WinForms and WPF. Okay, so hang on. I'm going to write this down. Win32 is old API used by these things. So technically I am doing Win32 if I'm using WPF. I'm going to write about Win32. Yep, what Fuel said. But if I could build a Win32, I would write in C++. What? What about Qt? There's also MFC if we're talking old stuff. I'm going to write this down in the boop. Other. Qt and what was it? MFC. I love it. So many things to learn and know and do. It's beautiful. I really want to change the title and the height of this. Okay. Also, I added a button and I don't know if that's going to mess things up. So, oh, you can't delete it. Crap. I don't know how to delete you. Delete. Haha. Okay. The title is not main window. It is my. Ooh. Can I have spaces here? My first desktop app. And the height apparently is too big or something. The tutorial was grumpy about the height. So it wants 180 by 260. We can make that happen. 180 by 260. I wonder what happens though, because like it's a desktop app, right? So like you should have the ability to resize it to whatever size you need, right? I wonder if I can. Hang on. How do I save? Save, run it. Let's see if you can resize it. Or maybe that's like an attribute you set. I love this so much. Is it running? Did I anger it? Oh my God, it's so tiny. Why is it so tiny? Is that really it? Can I move it? How do I move it? I don't understand how to. It's so tiny. Why would we want it to be that tiny? Oh, I can resize it. Ooh. Look, you can resize it. Yeah, see, that's so small that you can't even see the title that we just changed. What are you doing, silly tutorial? Okay, let's find out. Let's find out. Prepare the layout. WPF provides a powerful layout system with many different layout controls. I'm so excited. Layout controls help place and size child controls. Okay. The default layout control is grid. Okay. Now we're talking. Now we're getting somewhere. The grid control lets you define rows and columns. It's like a table. Okay. How do we add a grid? I know I'm skipping around. Do I just drag a grid on? Or do I have to actually type it out? Skimming. Yes. I don't know. Before we add new rows and columns, add a new attribute to the grid element. So I wonder if I have to actually copy and paste this or if I can. Oh, wait, there's already a. Why is there. Confused. By the way, WPF blend is pretty cool too. Ooh, I'm adding this to my list. WPF. Blend. Still a thing, question mark. I need to figure out how to add a grid and what the heck a closing grid is doing here. I'm really lost. Why is there a closing grid? If I delete it, does everything break? Continue. What? I'm angry. Hot reload? Is that a thing? Oh no, I've broken everything. Why are you bringing me to docs about hot reloading? I just wanted you to do it. Maybe it's already doing it. I'm going to close this, restart it. I don't know if you can like make changes to the code while it's running. So I deleted that random closing grid thing, which maybe came from when I drug a button on. Poor Alyssa, we just keep throwing 10 to 20-year-old terms at her. Grid is an advanced layout component. Yeah, Fuel. I just want to know how it freaking got on there because, like, I don't know if you noticed this, if I can undo. There was like a closing grid, or maybe it's self-closing. I bet it was there by default on purpose and it's self-closing. Okay, questions have been answered. I really want to stop. How do you stop it from running? Oh, apply code changes. That must be how the hot reload works, which is why it's a little flame icon. I'm learning so much. But seriously, how do you make it stop? I don't stop button. It's such a tiny button for stopping it. It should be like a really big fat button. I don't think it breaks if you remove it, but the window can't do much without it. Okay, so it is there by default. The red stop button. The window, I think, can only hold one component. I'm sorry, what now? There's no way that's true. If that's true, we have to just quit now and walk away while we're ahead. Because what? Okay, when I say the word component, I mean things like a button, an input, a grid layout, sure, whatever, be a component. I don't care. It can only hold one. If it can only hold one component, how would you have a form? How would you have any desktop application? That doesn't make any sense. The window can only hold one component, but that component can be a grid, which can hold many components. I see. So it can only have one root. And that root is generally a grid. I'm with you now. It's a tree structure. Okay, you say the word tree like that means something to me. Hot reload can apply XAML. Okay, that comment worries me because that makes me think it can't apply everything. Why would it not be able to apply everything? Okay, back to our grid. So we already have a grid, but it wants us to do special funky things. And I wanted to see in the toolbox if there was a grid. Where's the grid? There is one. Ooh, drag. I just put a grid in my grid. Okay, how do I delete my grid now? Because it's not visible. I mean, like, I wonder if I can just do this part where I'm gonna be like, and then it's gone. I mean, the docs said that they should reflect each other's changes. So I'm gonna assume I can change the XAML or the design. Yeah. You're still saying words that don't mean anything to me. A visual tree. I think the only thing that's important about this tree is that you can only have one root component, right? Like I don't really have to worry about the tree other than that. I think in a window. Okay, so let's edit this grid. Where are you, Chrome? I need you in my life. Okay. Ooh, margin 10. Let's change the background of it. Can we change the background of it? How do we change the background of it? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and copy this. Paste it. And is there a way to like, I really wish I could make my code bigger because I know it's so teeny tiny on screen. I have no idea what I'm doing. There has to be a way of making it bigger. There's got control scroll up. Does that work? Control. You're so smart. I never logged into my Twitch account so fast. Thank you. I'm going to call you Ken or Kenzie. You can tell me what you want to be called, but also thank you for the control scroll up. You are beautiful. So smart, brilliant, 10 out of 10. I love you. That is the best. This is the best thing I've learned since Control K, Control U. Like, mind blowing. Okay. So I just learned about a grid and how you can only have one root component, apparently. I really want to try to make 2 and see what happens. Oh my God, we're doing it. I need another component, a button. Okay, so it put the button automatically in my grid, but what we're going to do to try to break it, 'cause that's how I do, is put it next to the grid, and then now we have grid and button as our root components. Oh. Oh, I don't know what's happening. Well, first of all, the button is not visible on our designer. But what happens? Invalid markup! There was a build error. What? I don't. What? Oh, the last successful build. No, nobody wants the last successful build. Cool. Okay, so it would seem that you cannot have more than one root component. Your window can only have one element. You have to pick in the grid. Doesn't work. My trolling gene. Okay. I made a grid. I need to do something with the grid. What is width asterisk? So many things to learn. And I really want to color it. Like I want to give it a background color. If someone knows how to change the background of like the window or the grid, please tell me. Type button, grid.column 0, grid.row 0. Okay, I will do such a thing. Wait, what? Add a background property. God bless you. To what though? Maybe the grid? Hang on. We can make the designer a little bit smaller, I think. Oh, do you think it actually previews it so you don't ever have to run your code? Is there anything that you ever do in the code that like the designer's not showing you? Like why would you need to run it unless couldn't you just look at the designer window here? Okay. I want to do a background. Oh, to the window. Okay. I will do that. Window, lots of goodness. Here. It has to be capital. Okay. Look at the colors. Let's make bisque. Just to make you all hungry. Oh my God, it worked. Thank you. Code changes, but you can apply code changes with VS22. No. Fuel said if you had C# business logic, you can even do gradients. Oh my gosh. Hi. You should spend more time in the property panels. So I think the tutorial is going to get there, but also, where did it go? Property. I've lost the property panel. Don't panic, everyone. We can find it. I have no idea where it went. It was over here-ish. I would listen to a guy named Brains. I'm fine. I'm fine with it. I'm sure zombies are good developers, just as good. Well, if anyone learns where the property panel is, one error. Why are you yelling at me? My code is perfect. Why? What? Okay, hang on. Scroll. The object window has a child and cannot add button. Hey, that's actually like a really decent error message. But also, it's old and I don't know how to refresh it. Also, this margin 10, I wonder if it's actually like listening to that. Yes, it is. It is listening to that. Okay. Maybe if I rerun it, that error will go away. I really don't like how small it is. Like, I don't understand why we made it so small. I wonder if you can tell it that resizing is illegal, which is like super bad UX. You would never want to tell it that. But I wonder if you can like take away its resizability. Let's check. Let's see if that's a attribute. Nope. Nope. Failing. Resize. Ooh, resize mode. No resize. Shut up. Do it. Save. Make it run. Hot reload? I don't know. Maybe that's one of those things you can't hot reload. Let's see. Well, my little arrows are gone. Oh my God. Is WPF like super easy and everybody should use it? Like, what? Oh, sorry, I'm back. Oh, she beat me. Yeah, resize mode equals none. Oh, see, I did no resize. Let's see if your none works too. How do you, okay, stop the code, redo the code, much effort. This is like tiniest stop button ever. I need to tell my UI to like double everything, all the buttons, all the font. I just want everything to be twice as big. That would make me happy. WPF is super easy. WPF team will love you. Not everyone agrees. Really? I don't know. Compared to my experiences with WinUI, this is a breeze. This is breezy. Like, seriously, it was so painful. Okay, there's an exception. Hang on, I've got errors. I don't know why you're yelling at me. I don't think I did anything illegal. Oh, right, I did the none thing. I don't think none will work. I think it has to be no resize. But also, I've lost my code. There it is. Let's see if the error goes away if I change it back to no resize. Why? What? Oh, I'm going to throw something. Hang on. Stop it. Everything stop. Just stop all the codes and then rerun all the codes and tell me if... No, it's not angry. It definitely was pissed off about the none. I'm an Xcode and HTML developer, but I got my first split panel window with 2 lists without touching the XML at all. It was easier that way. Okay. Okay. We were doing something cool. Right. I love that you can, like, that we figured out how to turn off resizing. That was so easy, and I can't believe it was that easy. But also that's super bad because, like, you should definitely let your users resize your window. Okay. Also, I hate this default. I know the tutorial wants it to be that size, but I can't handle it. It's too freaking small. I'm not doing it. I refuse. I don't want it to be a square, though. 600? Sounds good. Okay. Reload that. I think it did it. Because I at least want to see, like, the little name and stuff. It's so cute. And I need this little top thing so I can drag it around the screen. Okay. So we have a grid. I don't really understand what's happening with the grid, if we're being really honest here. We've got a row definition and a column definition. I don't know why asterisk. I wonder. I don't know anything about this. Let's check out the tutorial and see if it explains itself. Before we add new rows and columns, add a new attribute to the grid, margin 10, which we have. This insets the grid from the window and make it look a little nicer, which makes sense, but, like, let's get on with it. Ooh, let's try to give the grid a background so we can actually see that margin in play. This one. You. Yes. Wait, what? Are these web? These are not. Sorry. I want to see if they were web colors. So I could use Rebecca Purple, but apparently that's not. They're not. They are not. Hot reload. I don't know if I. It's totally there, and it worked. It just worked. I'm so excited. This is so exciting. You can use hex. Shut up. Okay, hang on. Hex for Rebecca Purple. 63399 should have that memorized. So easy. Visual Studio, back to Alicia. This one. Oops. 663399. Oh my gosh. Is it gonna work? Did it work? It totally worked. Okay, yay. Okay, thank you. You're amazing. As always. Now, let us learn more about this grid business, because it's a little confusing. Define 2 rows and 2 columns, dividing the grid into 4 cells. Okay, so I guess the row definition is what's defining the row and the column. It's a really odd way of doing it. Let's keep going and see if it makes more sense. Select the grid in either XAML code or the XAML designer, and you'll see the yes. I remember seeing that. Add the first control. We're going to add something. What are we adding? A label? Oh, how confusing. I would have thought it would go, like, inside the row definition or something. It's fine. We'll figure this out. Is that Rebecca Purple? It is. It is Rebecca Purple. That's my go-to color. Really sad story. Okay. What was I doing? Labels. It wants me to add a label, and I know I really want to type the label, but also I know people love the WYSIWYG, so I want to try to embrace it. So I'm gonna, like, try to use the toolbox right now, but if I can't do it, I just might bail and start typing things. A label. This one. And it's just so it plops it down where it should be. Gives it a lot more juice than what the tutorial had because they just have okay, um, a lot more attributes, not juice, but you know, you get it. Okay. I want to change the color. Is it just color like it is in CSS? Text color? Text input, text search, text options maybe? Dot formatting mode? This doesn't feel right. Nope. Okay. Well, for once, I will not skip ahead because I can't figure it out. Vertical line top. That's a lot of content labels. So it looks like we can put our content in the attribute or have it not be self-closing, which is cool. Names. I really want to make that white and chubbier. There's got to be a way of customizing this label. Foreground. Oh, you're beautiful. Foreground. Right? It totally worked. Oh my gosh, it totally worked. Save. Save. Save it. Hmm. Someone told me that I needed to use properties more, and I really am feeling that. I don't know how to get my properties back there. Oh, yeah. I think this is the properties window that I was supposed to be using. Hey, Ed. What up? Are you raising your hand at me, or is that just a woman saying hi? I don't know. Brains, were you the one that wanted me to open properties? Sorry. I should have gotten here sooner. Opacity, overwhelmed. I just want to change the text. Yeah. Oh, make it chubby. Please? If I say please? Yeah. How do I make it bold? Bold. Oh, shit. Okay. Now let's make the. Can I stick these over here on the. Can I? Oh, no. Oh, no. Where did it go? I pressed the little pin icon, which should have. Oh. What the what? Okay. Yeah, I just pinned it to the right. That's normal. So I want to see what it changed in the XAML. Can you collapse yourself? Thank you. Content, horizontal, blah, blah, blah. Font size and font weight. There you go. Easy peasy. No units. That's strange. Does anybody know if you ever use units? Or what would they even be? Do you use pixels? Ooh, let's try. Pixel. I don't know. I think the best way to do it is try to break it. It's still working. Let's tell it to be 100 pixels. Hot reload. Only if you are a unit. Oh no. I think it's working, but also it's clipping. I don't know why it's clipping. I think it's like clipping outside of the grid, maybe. Okay, hang on. I'm going to figure this out. I think fonts on Windows are in points. Dude, pixels are working. Let's try points. Watch it break. Watch it break horribly. I think it's hot reloading. I can't really tell. We're going to stop it and restart it and see if it fixes it. The designer says that points are working as well. And if we change this, yeah, it looks, actually pixels look like it's working the same as pixels. And I know pixels, but also apparently no unit is needed. So there's that. What I would like to figure out next. Oh, what just happened? Wait a minute. Wait, something suspicious just happened. No, it looks the same. It's just because I'd resize the window. Okay. I think the grid is clipping it. If I go to the design preview, yeah, it looks like the grid is clipping it. I don't really get that. I don't really understand this grid business. Like, it's bizarre. It's not working how I would expect it to work. I would expect it to, I guess, maybe allow for overflow. And maybe that's a property we can set. Font sizes are measured in points. That's a lot of talking and math. To your defense, the whole WPF experience is pretty wonky. Is it? It's been like super intuitive so far. Like, no, was it no kappa? No cap. I'm allowed to hate on it because I'm using it at work. Oh, you must have so much fun. And you must know why the grid is clipping it. Because I sure don't. On grid, the width is the same as CSS, except represents fraction. Yeah, it's just really strange because like the tutorial had us specify width and height as an asterisk, which is like weird, right? That's weird. Okay, I'm going to get to a stopping point so that Ed can come on and talk about SQL and give us a primer. Ooh, asterisk equals 1 fraction. 2 asterisk equals 2? No, shut up. Ooh, let's do it. Where was everyone else with this knowledge? Brains. Apparently you're using this on the day-to-day. Where's the fraction knowledge? Okay. Height, width. I want to change the first column to be 2. That's what I want. Yeah. Ed, you're a genius. You said you don't know desktop. You've taught me more desktop than anybody. Yes, but I can't type the answer because it's weird and complicated to explain. Apparently, all it took was that. Okay, seriously, let's change the height to be 2 as well. And then let's change the, oh my God, it's beautiful. We've created something no one should be able to create. Seriously, I'm so proud of this. Look at what we've freaking done today. We've learned about the grid. We've learned that you can only have one root component. We've learned about like the toolbox and the design view. And like we have a running application that has like a label. We've done so much. Oh. MVVM. Oh God, people are saying things. Ed, you can add yourself.
I didn't want to be rude and just jump right in.
No, you do it, man. The window is so tiny. The previous developers developed the solution like 5 years ago and they used MVVM. Ed, they're saying things again.
Oh, MVVM.
What does that mean? And where does that
model view model? It's a kind of like a model binding approach that's not quite baked in, so you got to add it yourself, and it's
still not baked in.
We're pretty like fortunate to have these things as part of our frameworks in like React and Angular and Blazor, and yeah, it's an architecture pattern.
I would love to see like a beefy desktop app and like comb through somebody's code and see what they're talking about, because I don't. Is it just like when you say like, oh, model view model, you've got like how do you make a new model in this case? Is it literally like a element? Like
it's just a class with a couple properties on it, and then there's this thing that you hook up called iProperty notification changed, and it basically does what Angular does. It alerts you that there's model binding happening by telling you a property's changing, so you can react to it. But it's kind of like a bolt-on after the fact thing, whereas like Angular and Blazor have that out of the box.
Mm-hmm. It is nano. If only there was someone here who did YouTube explaining all of this. Wait, does Ken do this on YouTube?
I don't know.
I think I might have missed something. Or observable collections.
Yeah, observable collections, another one that implements the notification change. On your grid, what I was trying to say is hard to type in Twitch because it doesn't do like carriage return line feed, so you can't like have multiple lines. So the asterisk represents the unit FR. So if you say 2FR in
so you're saying
CSS grid, it's 2 fractions. It's a ratio.
Can we replace it with FR or no? Like you have to use the asterisk?
No, you have to use the asterisk.
Okay. Okay. Can you do asterisk to represent 2 or no? You have to use a
No.
unit. Okay.
But by default, you don't have to type the 1. That's why you see just the star there.
Okay.
So if there's no 1, it just
It's
assumes.
a little weird. So see, the tutorial had me add the label, like you've got these definitions saying I'm going to have 2 rows and 2 columns. And then like I added the label, but like what if I wanted the label to be in the second row? Like I always I thought it would be inside of this definition, but it's not.
On the label itself, see if there's a property, I'm trying to remember what the name of it is, like columns something, column start, row, column or row. And you can tell it where
there might need to
like
be
go
one.
into the label itself.
Well, what do you mean go into it?
Just go onto the label and add an attribute to it.
Okay.
See if there's one that's see if there's one grid column. There we go. And now if you put 2 and then run the app, I think it will appear in the second column.
Oh, it did. Yeah, the design preview showed it. Oh, you did it.
And then you can also span it. So you can say span 2. The CSS grid works exactly the same way.
Wait. Hang on. What do you mean span it? What are you saying?
Row span. See row span? The property row span, the next one down. Yep. Try that one. And then look at what happened. So it should have.
What are you wanting it to do?
Or you want column span, not row span. My bad.
Column span. Oh, so now it's allowing overflow and like going through both of them. Oh, yep. Fun. What are we breaking today? Hey, freestyle. Today was my first day in WPF world, creating a desktop app, and it's been amazing. Seriously, it's so much of a better experience than WinUI, but that might change. Yeah, Brain said he mentioned that it was similar to CSS Grid.
Yeah, it's almost identical.
Okay, so I want to save this, and then I want to talk SQL with you because we need to prep for tomorrow, right? Yeah. And then I want everybody to know I will be back next week to wrap up the tutorial with WPF and maybe start on a terminal app. What? That's a thing? I know, right? I keep learning so many new things that it's amazing. But seriously,
just wait till tomorrow.
You say you're not a desktop dev, but like you know so much about desktop development. I would even go so far as to say you are a desktop dev.
No, I wouldn't. The last time I built a desktop application was in 1997 professionally. So not a desktop developer.
Yeah, but you can say the sentence like I built a desktop application. So
in 1997.
Okay, I want to.
Could you imagine building a web app in like 1997 and then coming back today and trying to do it?
I'm sure a lot more has changed in the web world though than the desktop world because you've taught me so much. So obviously it
true.
Okay, I don't remember how to do this and I'm panicking a little bit. I opened the git changes thing. I haven't made a repo yet, but it's acting like I have made a repo.
If you did file new project from within Visual Studio, it will create one for you unless you opt out of it.
Okay, so I can just push. Oh no, I didn't do the git ignore thing. Hang on, wait.
Yeah, make sure there's already a git ignore.
Quit it, go away. How do I make sure?
You can either open the folder directly on your folder explorer, or you can go up to Solution Explorer, 4th icon from the left.
This is it?
Yep. Yeah, 4th icon from the left.
1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know why you always have me do that icon. It looks the same, right? Or no?
Then go to folder view. And then
oh dear Lord, what am I looking at?
No, you made it in your root directory again.
No, I told it to go into repos. I swear we can back this stream up, son. I said go into repos.
Oh no, not again.
How do we, is it bad? I told it all to be in one file though. It should be.
We need Alyssa Bingo. That needs to be an app that we make.
And one of the squares is made it in the root directory again.
Yeah. You jerk.
Does terminal
You're
apps
killing me.
count? I think that's exactly what we're talking about. Yes, DM me Rocket DevRel, aka Chris. Okay, so you said I made it in my root.
Yeah, it's in your user folder. Yeah, right there somewhere.
Flip. Is it? I don't
It
see
has
it.
to be.
No, because if I go
If you
into
look,
repos,
here's an easy way to tell. Close this window.
it's not in there. Close this window. Okay, I closed it.
Right click on your Solution Explorer. I can pretty much see the path right there. Down on the actual like folders. Right click. Yeah, right there. Open File Locate or Explorer. Open in File Explorer. Yep, it's there. It's really pixelated on my screen, so I can't read any of the files. But
oh no, hang on.
Oh, there we go. I zoomed in. There's a Blazor to do in there.
There shouldn't be. No. I moved it out.
What is this one called?
Frick.
What's this one called?
It's called my first. I don't know. It should be called. I don't know. It should be called my first WPF app, but I don't see that anywhere.
Let's see.
How is it nowhere? This is very frustrating.
It looks like it's there, but I don't see it here.
I know. I thought I put it in here though, and it's not here. Oh, I'm so upset. Is there another route? Like, is that it could be in?
I'm not sure what's happened.
Alyssa Nicoll.
Well, you did go to folder and it came here, so I don't know.
Well, but I right-clicked on maybe the wrong thing because I right-clicked this thing, not actually.
Try hitting that fourth icon again. What's the solution name in here? It keeps showing Blazor to do.
That's not
the right one. How did the Explorer get here then?
This Explorer is being wonk.
Okay, hang on. Let's try. I see my first WPF app exe. Hover over like one of the tabs. That's one of the tabs that's open in there.
The tabs that's open where?
On the main screen there, like app.
Oh, this.
Yeah. It is under source repos, my first WPF app.
Maybe it's under a different repos app. Because if I go to this repos app, we don't see it. But if I go to, where is it? A Nicoll source, because I didn't know about this source folder. There it is. There it freaking is.
There you go.
I don't know why there's two different. I'm putting it in this repos app, and hopefully, why won't it let me?
It won't do it while it's open.
Why?
Because the files are in use by another program. Okay.
Sorry, just
the best desktop app ever. See if it has a git ignore underneath of it, or that one. Yeah,
it doesn't. I'm gonna copy the one from.
I don't see a.
I think I made
file either.
I'm gonna. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna copy. Wait, how do I copy this? Where's the? There's just copy. Oh, look at you knowing things.
There's even little menu buttons up at the top if you want to be fancy.
Okay, so I pasted the git ignore. Oh, there are menu things. That's overwhelming. I want to open. I am so upset that I put it in the wrong repos folder. Okay.
You're gonna have to do open because you moved it.
This one or this one? Was this
open project? Second one.
And then I moved it to repos. My first WPF app. Open.
You open the solution file. Yep.
If you delete the solution file, what happens?
You have to create a new one.
Like, will it be able to not run the project, or will it break?
You can run it from the command line, but you can't open it in Visual Studio.
So the solution is just for Visual Studio? It's not actually needed for the app?
Yep, it's just metadata for Visual Studio.
Oh, cool. Okay, so it looks like
CS
it's
proj file, on the other hand, is very important.
Oh, what is the CS proj file?
That's like your package.json file.
Okay.
If you were to like wipe that out of a Angular app, that would be bad, right?
Yeah. Be no good.
Exactly.
What am I doing?
You just created a repo. Why is it going to this directory again? Why is it doing that? That's not right. Yeah. It created a Git repo in your root folder again.
Confused.
I think you're holding it wrong. I don't know why it's doing this.
So here's what I'm gonna do. Git commit or stash.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I'd go to your
do it through
command line.
here.
I don't know why it's doing what Visual Studio is doing. I don't know if something's not set up correctly or what, but it's not the right behavior.
Repos. And then my nope, that one. And then get status says not a thing. I have to spell it out with my words.
Yeah, do get init.
Oh right, that's right. Get init. Empty repo. And now I'm wondering if I frick. Every time I close it, I have no idea how to get back. I want to view. How do I view the little Git side thing?
There's a thing at the bottom right-hand corner with your name on it.
Mm-hmm.
Click that. Sorry, click the pencil next to it. My bad.
Oh.
Why is it showing this?
Yeah, it's still messing up. So back to the prompt we go.
Yeah, I don't understand why it's doing that. Try get status here.
That's much better.
That's fine. What is Visual Studio doing? It's in the view menu, Chris says.
What does that mean?
Go to view next to edit.
The clicker's not working. There it goes.
And then what are we looking for?
It's in the view menu. Code designer. Get changes.
Yeah, I don't know
get
why.
Repository. Get changes. Yeah, that's what I clicked on. I clicked on view.
Why does it keep defaulting to that root directory? It's so weird. Mine does not do that.
Yours doesn't. I wonder if like I accidentally set it like during initialization or something in VS Code. I'll have to look into it. Okay, I will push up after I figure this out. But I wanted to talk with Ed a minute for stopping that, going here, making your face really big so I can see it. So tomorrow morning, which is like, it's like 9 a.m. my time. I think it's 10 Eastern. Yeah, is that right? Did I math that correctly? Cool.
Yep.
So 10 o'clock Eastern, 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, we'll be on talking with Layla about expression trees. I'm super excited. But Ed was going to give me a little bit of a primer. Please come back next Tuesday. We will finish up our WPF tutorial and maybe if we have time, dive into terminal apps. Freestyle saying you clicked on get repository, not get changes. Okay, I will check that out. But I know, Ed, you wanted to give me a SQL primer. And also, I think you were someone was defending SQL. I heard some in the chat earlier when I mentioned GraphQL.
Defending?
Yeah. When I mentioned SQL and getting a primer from you, they mentioned GraphQL and how it's the future of web dev and SQL's dying. And so
GraphQL, as far as I understand, is independent from that conversation because GraphQL is like a web API interface. So SQL is a storage persistence medium. Those are two completely different things as far as I'm aware. I don't think GraphQL is like a database. Like you could use GraphQL with SQL, or you could use GraphQL with like a NoSQL database as far as I'm aware, right?
Okay.
Am I wrong, folks?
I literally have no GraphQL experience.
GraphQL is It's an API language. Open source data query manipulation. Run queries against existing data. Has nothing to do with storage, I don't think.
Okay, so AKA it's not replacing SQL.
No, I don't think it does. I think you could use it. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to research that one. I don't
No, it's
think
totally
it
fine.
does
I just didn't. I was like,
database-y
oh,
things.
they worried me. I was like, oh, SQL's going away. Brains is saying it's a data aggregator and protocol in the sense it's like SQL, a protocol. Okay.
Yeah. When I think of SQL, I think of like SQL Server. I guess SQL in a broad sense is more just the language, but usually when people say SQL, they're talking about like the Microsoft SQL, what's it called? Like SQL Server. Give me 1 sec. I'm trying to connect my earbuds so I don't have this. Oh, there it goes. It says it's connected. Is it connected?
I'm going to show this again.
So I don't have these giant cans on my head.
These, Chris told me to go to view, get changes.
There we go.
And
it's a little more.
When I do that, it just pulls up this hideous view. Which I.
Are you eating?
Yeah.
I look away for 1 minute. I'm like, I'm going to put on some earbuds so I don't look unprofessional on stream. And you're like, bear claw.
I have no dude. You should understand. Learning new languages, frameworks, ecosystems live on stream. It takes away any shame one might have as a human. I will totally eat in front of you. By the way, these butter mints are my jam. Okay. So tell me things. Tell me SQL-y primary things, because I don't.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I've got like a SQL fiddle that might work. I'm looking for a.
I upset Chris. I was just saying it's hideous because it's in the wrong repo. Like it's pointing to the wrong thing. I do not want to commit my entire user file. It's not what I want.
There we go. Yeah, I'm trying to find trying to find a good way to visualize this because I don't have SQL Server installed. I am using a very light version of it, so I don't have like all that stuff on my machine. So the language of SQL is so much different than probably anything you've been working with lately. So let's see if I can share this. Share screen. So this is a SQL Explorer that I just pulled up. It's like a fiddler thingy. So you can see what the language looks like. And generally in like a web application or any pretty big application these days, you have a SQL database or you could have a NoSQL database too, but the idea is there's some storage behind the scenes that you have to like query the data from. And those things are, if they're in a SQL database, they're stored in like a table. This is an example of the table here. I haven't used this before, so I'm kind of running this on the fly. Is this working? Schema is ready, run SQL. Okay, yeah. So the database is kind of holding these 4 records here in a table. So you have like an ID number, and then you have some text. That's about all there is here, the ID and the content. And then if you want to get data out of this table, you have to write some code like you see on the left. So you're going to select a column from the database, and then if there are databases that have, or tables that have relationships, you would kind of join those things together here. And then you can say, give me the records where the ID is maybe 1 or is null in this case. So you can kind of filter those records as well. So if I put 1 here, this should only give me record ID 1. Run. And I goofed it up somehow. Does this need to be in single quotes? It's been a while since I've written some actual SQL. Record count 2. I have an error in my syntax. All right. I'm not familiar with this tool. This is not helping.
You make your font a little bit bigger.
Let's try another app. Let's go into Visual Studio where I can control the font better too. Let's see here.
Freestyle Coder said that uses single quotes. Were you using double?
Oh, I thought I put single. I thought I put a single quote. Did I not put single quotes? So I have a database in this one. Let me see if I can find my database explorer in here. I do have MySQL. What is this thing called? MySQL. Workbench, I think it is. Workbench. I just want to go somewhere I can write some SQL query.
Said no one ever. Nah.
I know, right? That's the conversation we're actually trying to get to, is how nobody wants to do this. So we have tools that sit in between. Program files. Let me see if I can find this.
I used it back in the day in college when they made me use it.
Oh, did you? Okay, so you know
and
some.
Loathed it. And then my husband has to occasionally, for this company he contracts for, go in and write random SQL query bits so that these hotels can get essentially the aggregated data that they need. And every time he does it, it's like pulling teeth and he cries a little bit. So I do have the backstory of SQL be yuck.
Okay. So we can
pseudocode
some things then. So let's see if I can find an explorer here. Stop. I hate that this isn't built in. I'm trying to remember the name of this thing. It's going to drive me nuts until I find it.
Are you?
Oh, I know exactly where I can look. Hang on. Let me do file, close solution. On our Blazing Coffee app, we have a SQL database.
So I'm a little
confused.
Is the one I need. When I have peeps come on and help me build a .NET backend for my Angular front end, I kind of imagined it was just take over the data mocking that I'm doing. But now that you're talking about SQL databases, I'm wondering, what is a backend?
So the backend's usually your server infrastructure, your data persistence.
What is that for? Data persistence, which is a database. That's a database.
Yeah, usually a database. That's kind of a loose term, is data persistence. It means like any type of way you're storing data. Maybe you're storing it in flat files, like maybe you're pulling images off disk. Those are usually not in a database. Or you have data in a SQL database or something in like Cosmos DB or Raven DB. There's so many databases now. I try not to just throw SQL out there. This one's using MySQL. So there is a database on this app that has a very similar structure to this table here. So you can just kind of imagine this is the SQL table.
Okay, so one sec. Side note, Nano, I'm totally with you on that one. He said local storage and cookies count as persistent data, which totally do. And Brain said that a backend runs privilege code, which I'm guessing means you're like blocking some users from it or something. Is that what he's talking about? I don't know what that means.
It's trusted, so you could use, it's your authentication point. That's it's not going to be exposed to the client where they can, kind of hack at anything. So it's isolated from the end user. You kind of expose what you want.
I work for the Swedish police. We only trust the backend.
As far as we're concerned, what we want to do is take something out of these tables and give it to the user. So, for example, in this case, we're just taking all of the data out of a table, or maybe multiple tables, and sending it to the client, and it's being displayed in a grid. So this, I think, is generally what the table looks like. It has a product. There might be some ID numbers hidden behind this nonsense here, but we have like product, region, country, store, amount, transaction date. Those are all fields from our database. And for example, we might want to go in our database and just say, give me only the product column. And I don't really need any of this other data. I only want to build, like, maybe I need a drop-down list of products, right? So I want to grab the products and then I want to get the unique products. So what we might have to do, oops, and I'm going to just kind of pseudocode this. I don't know if this is the exact query, but it would be something like select, is this going to run me right? Select product from, or select, product from, the column is the selected item. So I'd have my column, and then I'd put my table wherever that table is. So it's select product from whatever the table name is. Try this again. Tried it in Visual Studio. It's probably a little bit easier to read.
You typing on your screen like that makes me think of the epic fail I had with, I tried to open the show by using Paint to draw a diagram and I failed at using Paint. So you're just
I'm just going to find an empty space here. It'll be select. And for some reason, SQL is all caps because you have to yell when you write SQL.
You're yelling at all. That totally makes sense.
So it's select product from products table, and then I might say,
is it spacing sensitive?
Product,
like you could put it all on one line, right? Or no?
But you might have something like that.
Can you put it on one line, or does it matter?
You could put it all on one line if you want to drive somebody insane.
I think we got rated.
You could totally do that. We got rated. Who we get rated by?
I don't know yet. I just saw the numbers go up. Hi, raters. I assume you're raters. Could just be randomly 70 people jumped on the stream, but
let's see. It probably won't show up for me now. Let's see if I can see the history.
SQL is case insensitive. Caps is just standard, not required. Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much for the raid, Jay Lingstorf.
Nice.
Welcome, raiders. Welcome. This is JavaScript Girl in a .NET World, and we're actually wrapping by having a little SQL primer, because tomorrow morning, Ed and I and Layla will be on stream 10 a.m. Eastern on this channel, and we're going to be talking about expression trees. So the end of my show today, he wanted to hop on and give me a SQL primer so that I'd be ready for the expression trees discussion, which I really have no idea what they are. And now I have some assumption that they deal with data, but that's pretty much as far as I've got. So
right. So what I want to do is go into my product controller here, and here's a really good example. So our SQL code looks something like this, right? And if we wanted to select some products from our products table and then maybe filter it for some reason, we could do that. So we could say select a product from, oops, I hit the wrong button. Threw my cursor off there. From the products table, and then filter it where products are greater than, the price is greater than $100. Does that make sense? So this would be the column name. And then this would be the table where it comes from. And then price here would be like the property.
Prod cut.
So we could do something like this, and we'd have to write SQL code, and then we'd have to call that SQL code from our web API layer, and then get that data, turn it into JSON, and send it to where table.column looks wrong. Yeah, something about that's wrong. I think I actually need it like this: product, comma, price. think it's been a while. Let's just say that it's been a while. So I think it'd be like that. So I need to get the product and the price. So, and then filter by the price.
Okay.
Is that better?
Okay.
Brains. I think that's a good correction there. So just as my mistake there kind of alludes to, when you start writing, if you've got somebody that's writing SQL code and they're writing C# code and maybe they're doing some front end stuff too, then all these languages start to kind of like merge together in your head and you lose context of what's what. So just like that little mistake I had there, I started writing some C# syntax in my SQL. So I got a little bit of peanut butter in my chocolate. That's not good in this scenario. So
okay, but also you just made SQL the chocolate, and that seems backwards. But okay, we'll just go with it.
Sure. So what I'd rather do is stay in C# and write C# code that can be translated into SQL code. Does that sound fun?
Hang on. Can you say the whole sentence over again?
So Freestyle Coder's on point here. He says, what, you can't write 5 languages at the same time? I'd rather not. So what I'd rather do is write something like what I have below here, where I say from my database, which is what context represents, go to the products table and go ahead and give me an array or a list of those items. This is all just C# code, but this C# code essentially, here, let's do this. Let's add that filter on there. So we could continue to write this. Oh, thank you for the help, but I don't need it. Where P is my products. P dot have a cost. Cost is greater than.
So what's the .NET framework we're using here?
This is called Entity Framework. So let me
wait. Right. And Entity is for data manipulation?
It's for getting data in and out of databases. So
I thought it was like, I swear I thought Entity was to write like game programs with.
No, that's Unity.
Oh my God, that's Unity. Okay, we're back. We're here. Thank you.
So what .NET's going to do here is, come on.
Where are you including Entity? This is the very top of this file.
I can show you.
Import entity. Okay.
There is. So my C# code knows that I have an object called products, and then I'm going to run a filter on it called where, and then I'm going to call this toList async method, which is going to just take whatever data is returned back and shove it into a list. What this is actually going to do, though, is create this exact same SQL query on the SQL server. So there's some translation and magic that happens on this code because this is not SQL code.
So there's been some name calling in the chat. Some people believe that this is going to slow our code down a little bit. Where are you in the belief system of the slowing of the codes?
Slow our code down. If it does, it is something that is so trivial that it's not worth worrying about in most cases. If your code is written correctly, you can get lazy with this. If you don't understand the abstractions that are happening here, you can get into a bad place where you're calling in more records than you really need. For example, the original code that is here does not have a filter on it whatsoever. So it is getting literally every record from the database, whether we need it or not. However, if we look at other parts of the application, we have some safety nets here that actually do filtering. So we only get what we need back. So this one is going into products and getting all the products. I don't remember what this is used for in this scenario, but there is also one called sales. Sales handles this properly. So what sales does is it gets this thing called a data source request object, which essentially has let's like cut things short and just say it's an object that says, give me just these things. And then that gets translated into a query that gets me just like 10 records instead of pulling everything out of the database at once. So there you can be performant with this if you know how to do it correctly. If you don't know what you're doing, you jump into any framework and just start writing code and hope for the best. You can shoot yourself in the foot, but that goes with most frameworks.
Are expression trees a thing in Entity or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So expression trees are the thing that makes this magic happen. So when we write something like context.products and say dot where, and we can filter by our product and say product where the let's do like where the group is equal to
it's totally tomorrow, don't worry. We're just giving a SQL primer at the end of my show today so that I can be ready. Because
to be continued. You'll have to watch the rest tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, we'll actually be talking about expression trees, and Layla Kodza will be joining us. It's going to be awesome.
So you're going to see a lot of these type of things when we talk about this tomorrow, where I say,
usually,
where we filter some data or where we project some data and say like select distinct. These are going to turn this C# code into the proper SQL code. And if we look in the app, we can actually see some of this running in the debugger, I believe. Try this one. There we go. These are the SQL statements that are being generated and would otherwise have to be written by hand.
Can you make it bigger? Oh, thank you.
I can. So here's some of those things. And this is what it looks like.
Okay.
So it's selecting S as an ID, an amount, and code, and country, and customer, and payment type, and group. It's selecting all of these columns from our database, and then it is filtering on the transaction date. So it's doing a date range here between this date and that date, and then it's doing some paging. So it's saying, get me records 1 through X, like 1 through 10, for example. So it's getting the first 10 records of the database.
What's a lambda?
What's a lambda? That's a fat arrow.
Ah. There was pondering about C# using it.
So
is your fat arrow different than my fat arrow?
No, they essentially mean this. Well, yes and no. That's where tomorrow's discussion is going to get very interesting.
Oh, this will be fun. I can't wait.
There's something we'll learn about tomorrow called homoiconicity.
So, Brains is pretty sure it's the same.
Not in all cases.
I'm so excited to learn about that. You guys, it's gonna be awesome. Seriously, come back tomorrow morning. It's gonna be epic.
Yeah, so there.
Okay.
Yeah, there's something called homoiconicity in C#, which means you can write the same thing 2 different ways, and then there is also some overlap in the way that these lambda expressions are used. So it depends on the scenario that you're actually using them in as to what they represent. And that's where things can get super confusing and why expression trees can be really hard to understand. It takes a couple of go-arounds to figure out what exactly they're doing. But essentially, the expression tree is going to be a piece of code that looks at this statement and breaks it down into metadata and then translates it into the SQL code.
Okay.
So we can actually do real-time code translation within our C# code.
I was wondering about that. Like if there was another view or graph that you could pull up that would show you like what that's turning into. Like essentially what p.group equals blah, blah, what that's doing.
Yeah, let's try, let's see, that sales page is a little more complex.
Yeah.
Go to
10 a.m. Eastern, darlings. Don't miss it. We'll have coffee and Layla and Ed and expression trees. What more could you want from a Wednesday morning? Seriously.
Hot reloaded on me here. So I lost. Oh no, I'm not getting any data back now. broke it. Let's try restarting the app. So I think our products page just does a straight, like, grab everything from the table. And we could see that. Manage products. Oh, that one's not going to work. Let's try human capital. Oh, no, I have no data now. Broke. How did I break these pages?
It's not something you want to say. Oh, yep, the data's completely gone. Well,
it's gone. It is dead. So I think, hang on, let me try deleting the database. This is never a good suggestion, by the way. Let's try that.
Doesn't sound like a good idea. Yeah. You fix it. I'm right there with you, Brains. You fix
the database.
That's actually usually how I talk to Ed.
Rerun the app.
Like, I don't even like say hello there. Like, I just come up to him with code and I say, "You fix."
Work the magics. Oh, okay. Now it's not going to run at all.
Okay, well, like, just a minor suggestion. Maybe don't delete everything next time.
I should be able to delete the database on this one. I probably just need to reclone this at this point. Something has gone awry.
Oh my gosh.
Failed to launch debug adapter. There may be one or more errors. Well, thank you. Well, the database recreated itself, so I don't know what the heck its problem is. But yeah, never delete your database. Have you ever seen the Silicon Valley? The kids like hiding under the table. I deleted it all. I deleted the whole database. Yeah, it actually is pulling back data, so it's not being displayed for some odd reason. That's kind of weird. You can see it here. So let's see if the code is actually running here. So if we look at this again, let's try going to the.
Is that VS Code or Visual Studio?
This is Visual Studio. So here is our Git products. So we say select or okay, just jumped off the screen there. When we say context.products, then this is the SQL it has generated down here. So select, and this is basically all of the columns off the products. So P is products in this scenario. So ID, cost, group, nutrition, file name, and SKU are product. So that is this code here. This is the .NET code. This is the SQL code down here.
Well, to be fair, that's the entity code in your CS file. .NET is used way too often, right? Like that's entity 33.
It is an entity framework API call, yes, but to-list async is part of entity framework. So look here. Let's see. Does it say it on the?
Ed is a brilliant artist. Brains. He's really. That arrow might not be reflective of his art.
Yeah, this is pulling from entity framework core to highlight average async. That's so weird. That's not what I clicked on. It's not what I clicked on. But I'll actually show you how entity framework works tomorrow, and why it's really cool, and how you could build your own entity framework provider if you wanted to. So maybe there's a database out there that doesn't have a entity framework provider for it yet, and you want to write your own because you're that awesome.
I love it. I'm really excited. It's gonna be so fun. Well, cool. Yes, please come back. Come back tomorrow morning, everybody. It's gonna be awesome.
It will make a lot more sense too. I have some great visualizations to go with all of this. So we can jump right in and see all the things and just so you know what entity framework is now and how it creates SQL code, and that's basically its job, is to make it so we don't have to go into SQL and write SQL queries and then call them externally. We can just do all our code and make magic happen.
Well, very, very cool. Thank you, Ed. I love the primer, and I'm excited for tomorrow's show. So come back. I think we're going to raid CM Griffing. Oh, screen Screech said that I tried to write my own entity framework provider for Access.
Yeah, Access is a whole different story. John and I will be on in 30 minutes.
Oh,
Just as a
nice.
heads up. So we will be
Nice.
back. We're going to talk about tech news and
I was gonna
see
say,
what's
no,
going
any
on.
chance you want to just stay on?
No, I'm going
No,
to take a
no.
quick break
Okay. Awesome.
while we go raid, I guess. But
Yeah.
John Bristow and I will be back, and we're going to talk about tech news and stuff. I have like some AR topics to kind of ooh and ah over because I love AR stuff. We're going to talk about Doom. We have our Doom meme. That's always fun with John. John loves the Doom segment in the show. It's his favorite. His favorite thing.
Very cool. Thanks, Dano. Thank you all for being so awesome today. I'll be back next Tuesday to finish my WPF app, my first one, and continue down the .NET desktop journey that I've started. But I appreciate you all for showing up today. Let's show CM Griffing some love in the chat. I've queued up the raid, so we're ready to go. And we'll see you next time. We'll be on tomorrow morning. Bye.
I'll see you in 30 minutes. Come on back in 30 minutes.
Come
we'll
back.
Be here.
I think the raid went through. I think